Reading from the prophet Micah chapter 6. With what shall I come before the Lord and bow myself before God on high? Shall I come before him with burnt offerings, with calves a year old? Will the Lord be pleased with thousands of rams, with 10,000s of rivers of oil? Shall I give my firstborn for my transgression, the fruit of my body for the sin of my soul? He has told you, O mortal, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you, but to do justice and to love kindness, and to walk humbly with your God. Today in the Church's year we celebrate and give thanks for the life of St. Henry. Henry was born in Bavaria in Germany. He was an emperor, a husband, and a Benedictine oblate. Henry was known for his spiritual life and followed the rule of St. Benedict. He's patron of Benedictine oblates. So an oblate is a person who is specifically dedicated to God or to God's service. And whilst they may not be a professed monk or a nun, they have affiliated themselves to a monastic community. A Benedictine oblate commits themselves to seeking God by following the rule of St. Benedict. But what of this rule? Well, it begins with a well-known phrase. You may have heard it before. It starts, "Listen to the ear of your heart," and then goes on to offer people a plan for living a balanced, simple and prayerful life. Many of the issues addressed in the rule can be applied to life in the world today, qualities that make up a valued life, qualities like humility, patience, simplicity, solitude, caring for others, concern for everyone. It's a great framework for people who are seeking to live out their faith in the world today. I wonder if you were asked to write a rule of life, a pattern or a framework to be followed, where would you start? What for you would its purpose be? What shape would it take? Where, how to begin to listen to the ear of your heart? For me, a good starting point is found in Micah chapter 6, verse 8. We heard it earlier. For in 9 words, it simply sets out 3 things. Do justice, love kindness, and walk humbly with God. There, job done. Micah's words and voice of hope is as relevant now as when it was written. For Micah calls us to think more simply about what is required of us. To act justly. To act justly all the time, for and to all people, and for the earth, and for our environment. To learn to live in harmony with it and with one another. To love kindness. To commit acts of loving kindness for everyone in our lives, but not just for today, every day. To walk humbly with God, to turn to God in prayer, to acknowledge our own shortcomings and faults, and to actively do something about them. For God, Micah says, is offering us a new kind of relationship, to walk alongside the God of justice, love and mercy, and to work with God to change the world for better every day. Amen.